Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Continuing to see plenty of sunshine out there this morning with a mild day ahead today. We'll see a slight breeze develop as we move through the day today, but overall expecting a continuation of dry and quiet conditions. We'll see that continue over the coming days with the addition of some slightly breezy conditions, and then the next best chance of seeing any precipitation, albeit a fairly low chance and looks to be like light precipitation, would be on Friday afternoon, evening time frame as the boundary pushes through. But again, looking like a low chance of seeing any precip now, and any we do see would be on the light side. If we look at the current surface analysis, we have high pressure continuing in control of the forecast, keeping things dry and quiet. The boundary that will be pushing through on Friday, well off to the west-northwest. Out ahead of it, seeing tighter gradient in the pressure field there. That's going to bring those slightly breezy conditions over the next 2 days. But again, overall, expecting dry conditions. And as that boundary pushes through, a light end chance of seeing any precip. If we look at the upper level winds from this morning, sounding had some westerly winds near the surface, up around 27 knots. Fairly light winds through much of the column. Becoming more northwesterly to northerly as we get up in the upper levels and picking up once again in speed, with our peak wind around 35 knots at 25,000 feet. Freezing level this morning was at 12,400 feet. Looking at the current visible satellite, we can see there's low clouds just to our south, right around 4,000 feet, and just some high clouds streaming through the area, and that will be the case as we move through the day today. If we look at the GFS model here, we'll see over the next several days how things play out. High pressure, again, as mentioned, and controlled locally here now, and will continue to be over the next few days. We'll see dry conditions today. That continues into tomorrow. Also continuing with those mild conditions well above average for this time of year. That pressure gradient starts to increase as we get into the day tomorrow and more so into Friday. So we'll see slightly breezy conditions tomorrow, chance of seeing wind advisory, and even more so as we get into Friday. Out ahead of this front, better chance of seeing a wind advisory on Friday with breezy conditions. And then we'll see as this boundary approaches, the trend has continued with this boundary drying out, pushing through the area. It looks like the main thing we'll see is a wind shift out of the northwest, but some other models do indicate a bit more moisture around the area, so keeping a low end chance of any light shower around the area, and again will be light and not much in the way of precip, if any. As that boundary pushes through behind it, we'll see high pressure once again building in. We'll see temperatures fall slightly, but still fairly seasonable to just above average for the weekend time. And then as we get into the end of the weekend and the start of next week, we see what looks to be a warm front passing to our west. That's once again going to bring some above average temperatures into the area for the beginning of next week. But as you can see here, looking at a pretty extended period of seeing continued dry weather and weather on the quiet side around the local area. So looking at our 24-hour weather risk chart for today, expecting green conditions across the board for the next 24 hours. We'll see our high temperature up around 76 this afternoon. Do expect those winds to pick up a bit out of the southwest, 9 to 14 knots, peaking our gust around 21 knots this afternoon. But still expected to stay below that wind advisory criteria. So again, staying green through the day today. Mainly just a few high clouds to scatter high clouds around the area, and then keeping a few clouds around 4,000 feet. That continues through the overnight as well, with those low clouds mainly around 3,000 feet. We'll see our temperature staying pretty mild, around 60 degrees, so well above average for this time of year for our low temperatures, and we'll keep a slight breeze out of the southwest, 7 to 12 knots. Right now, tides are running slightly below normal. In the next couple of days, we'll see mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions for Thursday, with mild conditions continuing, a high around 77 degrees, with slightly breezy conditions. Do pick up that yellow risk for that chance of seeing those winds at or above 25 knots. We keep that into the evening time frame as we continue to see some slightly breezy conditions and partly cloudy conditions, as well as unseasonably warm conditions with a low around 62 for Thursday evening. And then Friday we'll see our breeziest day with a orange risk for those winds at or above 25 knots, and seeing a yellow risk for that precip chance. Again, just a slight chance of a light shower with that boundary passing, but another mild day with a high around 76. So we look at the extended forecast here. We're back to quiet and pleasant weather with temperatures fairly seasonable. We'll see our low temperatures in the mid to upper 40s for the weekend, and our high temperatures rate in the mid 60s, which is right about average to just above average for this time of year, with partly cloudy conditions. Getting into next week, we'll see some increasing clouds on Monday, slightly warmer with a high of 69 degrees, our low around 51, and then even warmer as we get into Tuesday with our highs in the lower 70s and our lows in the upper 50s with mostly to partly cloudy skies. So that's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 to 10 a.m. Enjoy your day.